Let me ask you something. Are your habits building your future or quietly destroying it? Because your life right now is just the mirror of your daily actions. You don't decide your future. You decide your habits, and your habits decide your future. So today, let's talk about the one thing that separates the successful from the struggling: your habits. Every single person walking this earth is a product of their habits, not their dreams, not their intentions, not their wishes, but their habits. Because what you do repeatedly becomes what you are permanently. The truth is, success or failure doesn't happen overnight. It's the quiet accumulation of your daily behaviors. The little choices you make, the things you do when no one is watching, those are the silent forces shaping your life. Every action you repeat, every thought you entertain is a seed planted in the garden of your future. You might think that skipping your goals just for today doesn't matter, but that's how failure begins, not with a crash, but with a whisper. The most dangerous lie we tell ourselves is, "I'll start tomorrow," but tomorrow never comes. What you do today, no matter how small, carries weight. Your habits are like invisible threads weaving the fabric of your destiny. They build strength, character, and resilience if they're good, or they slowly weaken your spirit if they're bad. If you keep feeding your mind negative thoughts, if you keep giving in to laziness, if you keep saying later, you're teaching yourself to settle for less than your potential. On the other hand, if you train your mind to stay disciplined, to act even when you don't feel like it, you're building a foundation that no storm can shake. The people who rise high in life don't do so because of luck. They do so because they master their habits. They have trained their minds and bodies to work even when the feelings fade. They understand that good habits protect you when life gets hard. They become your armor when motivation disappears. Think of it like this. If you build the habit of pushing yourself every day, then challenges won't break you. They'll reveal your strength. But if you live without direction, if you let bad habits control your choices, you'll find yourself stuck, repeating the same mistakes year after year, wondering why nothing changes. Habits are not neutral. They are either working for you or against you. There is no middle ground. Every small action you take is either moving you closer to your purpose or pulling you away from it. And the scary part? Most people don't even realize which direction they're moving in, because habits operate silently. They build or they destroy. They are the architects of your life, shaping your thoughts, your energy, and your future in ways you can't yet see. Motivation feels good, but it's temporary. It comes like a spark, bright, loud, and exciting, but it fades just as quickly. You feel it after watching an inspiring video, reading a powerful quote, or hearing someone's success story. But what happens the next morning when you're tired, uninspired, and no one is cheering you on? That's where most people stop, because motivation is an emotion, and emotions are unstable. You can't build a meaningful life on something that changes with your mood. Discipline, however, is different. Discipline doesn't ask how you feel. It doesn't wait for perfect timing or the right atmosphere. Discipline is a decision, a choice to do what must be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. People who rely only on motivation start strong but quit early. They run fast in the beginning, but they burn out before reaching the finish line. The disciplined ones, on the other hand, keep walking even when the path gets tough. They understand that success is not about intensity, it's about consistency. Discipline is not glamorous. It's waking up early when you'd rather sleep. It's saying no to comfort, no to excuses, and no to distractions. It's doing the boring, repetitive work that nobody claps for. Yet that's exactly what separates the achievers from the dreamers. Every great story of success you've ever heard is a story of discipline disguised as passion. Discipline is what teaches you control. Control over your body, your thoughts, and your emotions. It's what gives you power over yourself, and once you master yourself, you can master anything. Motivation might push you to start, but discipline keeps you moving when everything inside you wants to stop. Discipline builds habits, and habits build destiny. The disciplined person doesn't need to rely on luck or talent. Their strength lies in their commitment. Even on bad days, they show up. Even when no one notices, they keep working. The difference between people who talk about success and those who actually live it is discipline. Because discipline doesn't depend on external energy. It's built from within. It's a quiet, steady force that keeps you going through failure, boredom, and pain. Motivation may give you wings for a moment, but discipline gives you roots. It grounds you, shapes you, and slowly turns your actions into achievements, your struggles into strength, and your daily effort into a life of purpose. There is a law in life that quietly determines who will rise and who will fall. It's the law of consistency. Success doesn't belong to those who work the hardest once in a while. It belongs to those who work steadily every single day, even when no one is watching. The truth is, big achievements are nothing more than small efforts repeated over time. Most people fail not because they lack talent or opportunity, but because they lack consistency. They start strong, full of energy and enthusiasm, but the moment life gets difficult or progress feels slow, they stop. And that's where everything falls apart. Because inconsistency breaks momentum, and once momentum is lost, everything feels 10 times harder. Consistency is what transforms ordinary people into extraordinary ones. It's not about perfection, it's about showing up. It's about building trust with yourself, proving day after day that you can depend on your own word. When you decide to be consistent, you begin to build something powerful: reliability. Others may not see your small efforts right now, but over time, they add up and become undeniable. Whether it's in health, work, relationships, or personal growth, the same rule applies. Small daily improvements are far more valuable than occasional bursts of greatness. You can't go to the gym once a month and expect results, just like you can't work on your dreams only when you feel inspired and expect success. The universe rewards persistence, not occasional effort. The law of consistency also strengthens your mindset. When you commit to doing something every day, no matter how small, you train your brain to overcome excuses. You build endurance, focus, and patience, the true ingredients of lasting success. It's not the size of your step that matters, it's the fact that you keep stepping. Each act of consistency creates confidence. Each day you show up, you strengthen your character. Over time, you begin to realize that discipline and consistency are not about restriction. They're about freedom. Freedom from regret, freedom from guilt, and freedom from chaos. Consistency brings clarity, and clarity brings power. The moment you stop treating consistency as optional and start seeing it as essential, your life begins to transform. Because while others wait for the right mood, the right time, or the right motivation, you'll already be miles ahead, simply because you kept going. Everything in your life begins in your mind. The way you think shapes the way you live. Your thoughts create patterns, and those patterns become habits. Habits that eventually form the foundation of your reality. If your mind is filled with doubt, fear, and negativity, your actions will follow that path. You will hesitate, overthink, and sabotage your own progress without even realizing it. But if your mind is trained to focus on gratitude, strength, and possibilities, then your actions will reflect courage, confidence, and consistency. The quality of your thoughts determines the quality of your life. Because every behavior starts as a thought. You can't live a positive, peaceful life with a negative, chaotic mindset. The battle for success, peace, and happiness is first fought, and either won or lost, in the mind. Your mind learns through repetition. Whatever you tell yourself daily becomes your truth, even if it isn't real. If you keep saying, "I can't," your mind will stop trying. If you keep saying, "I'll try," your mind will never commit. But when you tell yourself, "I will," something powerful happens. Your subconscious begins to align everything within you toward that direction. This is why it's crucial to feed your mind with empowering thoughts, not destructive ones. Every single day, your mind is either becoming your biggest enemy or your greatest ally, and that choice depends on what you allow yourself to think about. Just as you wouldn't feed your body junk food every day and expect to stay healthy, you can't feed your mind toxic thoughts and expect to live with peace or purpose. When your mental habits are strong, your life habits naturally become disciplined. You begin to act with intention rather than impulse. You start focusing on growth rather than failure. The way you talk to yourself becomes kinder. The way you handle challenges becomes calmer. And the way you see the world becomes clearer. A strong mind creates a strong life. Your habits of thought control your reactions, your emotions, and your direction. The outer world you live in is just a reflection of the inner world you've built. If you truly want to change your life, start with your thoughts. Because when your mind becomes disciplined, your life begins to align. When your inner world is in order, the outer world follows naturally, quietly, powerfully, and beautifully. One of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to change their lives is believing that they can simply remove their bad habits. But habits don't disappear through willpower alone. The human mind doesn't work by deleting patterns, it works by replacing them. When you try to stop doing something without creating something new to take its place, you leave a void, and the mind hates a void. That's why people often return to the same behaviors they swore to quit. You can't just stop scrolling endlessly, procrastinating, or overthinking unless you actively replace those actions with new, purposeful ones. The energy that once fueled your bad habits must be redirected towards something productive. Otherwise, it will always pull you back to the familiar. If you want to quit a bad habit, don't focus on the absence of it. Focus on what will fill its place. Replace negative routines with empowering rituals. Replace complaints with gratitude. Replace distractions with discipline. Replace gossip with silence. Replace self-doubt with daily affirmations. When you make this mental shift, you stop fighting your old self and start building a new one. The process of replacement is about transformation, not deprivation. It's not about denying yourself pleasure or comfort. It's about finding healthier, more meaningful ways to experience it. Every habit, good or bad, fulfills a need. Your job is to understand that need and give it a better outlet. Think of your habits as roots. If you try to rip them out, you'll create chaos and emptiness. But if you plant new roots beside the old ones, stronger, deeper, and more nourishing, the unhealthy ones will eventually die out. This is the quiet power of replacement. When you fill your time, energy, and attention with purposeful actions, the old patterns lose control. You stop relying on willpower and start depending on structure. That's the secret. You don't remove habits, you outgrow them. By giving your mind and body something better to focus on, you naturally move forward. Change doesn't happen by cutting things off. It happens by crowding out the old with the new. Every time you replace a weak habit with a strong one, you rewrite your identity. And little by little, your life begins to follow that new design. If you really want to see what your future looks like, you don't need to consult anyone. Just take a close look at your daily routine. The small actions you repeat every day, the way you start your morning, how you spend your hours, and what you do before you sleep, all of it is quietly building the life you'll live tomorrow. Your routine is a mirror reflecting your destiny. Every success story is built on a foundation of consistent daily habits. People don't wake up one morning and suddenly find themselves successful, confident, or fulfilled. They build those qualities through the things they do repeatedly. The truth is, your future doesn't start next year, next month, or even next week. It starts with what you do today, in the next few hours, in the small moments that seem ordinary but matter the most. The world often celebrates big achievements, but what truly matters happens in silence, in your everyday schedule, in the hours no one else sees. The person who reads 10 pages every night is quietly preparing to be more knowledgeable. The one who exercises daily, even for 10 minutes, is investing in health that will last a lifetime. The one who plans their day, avoids distractions, and sticks to their priorities is crafting a future filled with focus and direction. It's not luck that shapes a great future, it's the repetition of wise choices. The tragedy is, many people are unaware that their routines are writing their destiny. They say they want success but live with habits that lead to mediocrity. They dream of peace but spend their mornings in chaos. They wish for purpose but fill their hours with noise. Your routine will always expose your priorities, whether you admit it or not. Building a strong routine isn't about rigidity, it's about intention. It's about designing your days in alignment with the person you want to become. Your goals mean nothing if your daily routine doesn't support them. The little things, waking up early, journaling, reflecting, learning, praying, staying disciplined, may not bring instant results, but they compound over time. And one day you'll look back and realize that every small action, every repeated behavior was quietly shaping your reality. Your future is not a mystery, it's a reflection of your routine. The structure of your days determines the strength of your destiny. So if you truly want to change your life, stop waiting for a miracle and start mastering your habits. Because every habit you keep is either building your future or breaking it. Your thoughts, your discipline, your consistency, your daily routine, they are not small things, they are everything. Don't chase motivation, build momentum. Don't wish for change, create it through your actions. Every single day is a new chance to design the life you dream of. One decision, one routine, one good habit at a time. Your life will never rise above the quality of your habits. So choose them with intention. Feed your mind with faith, train your body with discipline, and lead your days with purpose. The life you're dreaming of isn't waiting somewhere far away. It's hidden inside the habits you practice today.